for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lynn Metler. I know many of you are probably on my email list. Maybe some of you are friends of people on my list, or you follow me on Facebook or some other way. But I've been flying my family free since 2015, and I have a family of 4. And over that time, I have developed a simple way to accomplish my family's goals, which are to be able to fly anytime we want around the US, the Caribbean, and Europe. And when it's not a pandemic, we fly about 6 times every year free. So it took me several years to figure out what was the best way to do this, because I didn't have a ton of time to spend on it, but I saw the tremendous benefits for my family to be able to suddenly go from 1 car trip a year to flying anywhere we wanted in those destinations 6 times a year. So, and we love to travel. Once we started to do that, we were hooked. And so I had to figure out a way to make this easy, a way that I could replicate it so we could keep this going. So I developed my own Flyfree formula, which is a specific step-by-step process that I teach people for how to quickly and easily always be able to fly a family free. And so many of you may have been following me on my gototravelgal.com blog, which I've had for many years. And then last year, I started the Families Fly Free membership as a way that I could work more closely one-on-one with people, because I have thousands of people on my email list. So it's a little bit hard to work with people over email. And I discovered actually the joy of Zoom during the pandemic. And how great that was to allow me to work individually with people. It's so much better than doing it over email, when you can talk through things and you can ask questions and they can ask you questions. And so we provide that level of support in the Families Fly Free membership. And we give you access to my formula. We show you what it is. We tweak it for your situation. We give you a plan. And I will get more into that later. So we're going to talk about Chase Sapphire Preferred next. But if you're interested at all in the Families Fly Free membership, if that piqued your interest, or you see me mention it over email and you have questions, because I believe everyone should join this. I cannot come up with a reason why you shouldn't. Hang on till the end of the webinar. I'm going to tell you more about it. I'm going to show you around, and I want you to ask any questions you have about Chase Sapphire Preferred or about the membership. What's holding you back from joining? Bring it on. Ask me. I am here, willing to answer for you. So that's what to look forward to at the end. I just want to let you know, so if you could hang on to the end if you want to learn more about that. But today's topic is everything you wanted to know about Chase Sapphire Preferred. And if you've followed me for very long, you probably know this is my favorite travel credit card. It happens to have an amazing offer right now, but it's been my favorite travel credit card for years, even before this offer came along, because we're going to get into the because. There's a lot of because why this is my favorite travel credit card. But I believe that everyone who wants to fly free should have this card. And if you haven't gotten it now and you don't already have it, you know, with this 100,000 point offer, now is the time to get it. I don't know that we'll ever see this offer again. I'm not sure, because the banks have surprised me this year in terms of what they have been doing. So, but nevertheless, I would want to grab it in case it goes away. So let's talk about the current offer. So, and I should say too, if you have questions as we're going along, feel free to put them down in the Q&A section. That will probably be the easiest place for me to find them. There's also a chat box. You can post in the chat box too if you want to talk with one another or ask questions there, but I might not be able to find them all in the chat. So if you want me to answer a question, put it in the Q&A and I'll answer any and all questions that you have to the best of my ability. So the current offer for Chase Sapphire Preferred is 100,000 points after a $4,000 minimum spend in the first 3 months. So all you have to do is spend $4,000 of your everyday expenses in 3 months, and they grant you 100,000 points. And we're going to tell you what all of these amazing things these points can do in just a minute. But that is a huge, huge point offer. And really the last time we saw a major point offer like that was when this Chase Sapphire Preferred's big sister card, or big brother card, I like to call it, Chase Sapphire Reserve came out in 2016, and it came out with a 100,000 point offer, and it lasted through January of 2017, and then they cut it down to 50,000. It's now at 60,000, but they never brought that 100,000 point offer back. And so many people I've talked to over the years were disappointed they did not get in on that because it was such a good deal. So my family at that time, my husband was able to get the reserve offer, that 100,000 point offer, and we were able to take our whole family to Europe with one card bonus. It took us 104,000 points. And I never had dreamed we'd be able to go to Europe, and we were able to go to Europe with that. Amazing. So 100,000 points can go a long, long way, especially if you follow the way I teach flying free, and we show you all kinds of hacks and ways to not only increase the points you're earning, but efficiently redeem them, because there's no point in having a bunch of points if you don't know how to effectively redeem them to pay the fewest possible points per flight. And you certainly can do that on Southwest. That's the one airline that lets you do that. So this card does have a $95 annual fee. That is a perfectly lovely trade-off for 100,000 points. Originally, Chase Sapphire Preferred had no annual fee. So like when I got it, it had no annual fee, and it had a 50,000 point bonus. And then for the last several years, it has sat at a 60,000 point bonus with the same $95 annual fee and the same minimum spend. So you're spending the same amount, you're paying the same annual fee, but you're getting 40,000 more points. It's amazing. I think you should have it. I think your spouse should have it. I think everyone should have it that you know that wants to fly free. And if you feel like, oh, $4,000 is a lot, there are a lot of tricks to meeting that minimum spend. It doesn't have to be nickeling and diming, you know, everything, your groceries and your gas and your utilities or whatever. There's a lot of ways to quickly meet that minimum spend, even if it's paying something for someone else and having them reimburse you, or Zelling your family member $1,000 and having them Zelle it back to you. You can attach a credit card to Zelle. That's a big tip for you right there. But I found, like, I just had my friend sign up for this card, both she and her husband, because they have never flown free before. And so they're just getting started in it. I was like, okay, let's start here. And she was like, oh my gosh, we both got this card. And I thought, oops, I shouldn't have done that at the same time. How are we going to spend $8,000? And she's like, oh my gosh, we did it so fast. It was crazy. So you probably be surprised at how much actually is going in and out of your checking account without you realizing it. And pretty quickly, most people can meet that minimum spend, even if you have to pull a few little tricks in there. All right. So as we begin here, I do ask that you consider applying through my affiliate link, because it allows me to earn a commission if you sign up through me. It's no cost to you. It's just the same as you going to the Chase website and applying yourself. And if you apply through me, you'll know you're on the right offer, the 100,000 point offer, and you're on the right card, and that you know that you're doing the right application. You never have to use my link, of course, but I super duper appreciate it if you do, because it helps me support my small business. It helps me keep offering these kinds of webinars, build my amazing membership to make it better and better and better, and just continue to be able to give you guys this kind of information. So to apply through my link, you can see below. Let's see if I can do my hand. There we go. See below right there. If you go to my gototravelgal.com/blog site, at the top, there is a link for my top credit card. And you know what that is. It's Chase Sapphire Preferred. So if you click that link, that takes you right to my affiliate application for Chase Sapphire Preferred. It will take you to a site called Card Ratings, but you'll see my little family's Flyfree logo at the top. So you'll know you're in the right place, and you just put in your application right there. Most people who apply through me tell me they're approved instantly. If you're not, sometimes it's because they're getting a high volume of applications at that moment. And I think it just takes them a minute to get through them all and give everyone a yes or a no. And if you do apply and you don't get an answer right away, one of two things could happen. They will either send you an email with their decision, or they will send you a letter in the mail. You're hoping it's not a letter in the mail, because with the US mail these days, that can take a long time, 2 weeks sometimes. But one of those two things should give you the answer. And if you are declined, we'll talk through that in a minute. But there can be a variety of reasons that you can overcome. So if you're declined, we recommend you call the Chase reconsideration line. And if you end up being a member of Families Flyfree, this is the type of thing we offer one-on-one support for our members. So anytime they have any problems, any questions at all, we are here for them to walk them through it, get them a timely answer, whether it be on Zoom or over email, whatever. So we can help you through that process to give you the best chance of being approved. So you really know what information to provide them and what to say when you make that call. And if once we know what the problem is, then we can problem solve from there. Sometimes it's just a very simple thing, like you already have the card and you needed to have closed it first before you reapply. Okay, so thanks for using my links. And the other thing too is if you use any of the links on my blog that go to Chase Sapphire Preferred, like in my review of the card or any other posts about it, that also goes to the affiliate link. So any of those are great. All right, let's move on to the next one. And yeah, the way you can find all of my posts that talk about Chase Sapphire Preferred is to visit that link at the bottom. Can I do it? Yep. Go to travelgal.com/Chase Sapphire Preferred, and that will pull up all the posts that we've ever written on Chase Sapphire Preferred. And there's a lot of good information on there about its hidden benefits, how some of our team members use the points for different purposes, for hotels, for airlines, the Chase travel portal. And some of that we'll get into today, but not in detail. So this would allow you to get more in detail with it. All right, so let's talk about this card. So Chase Sapphire Preferred is a flexible travel points card. So that means unlike an airline card, say a Delta card, which earns Delta miles that you can only use on Delta, this earns a point currency called Chase Ultimate Rewards. And Chase Ultimate Rewards can be transferred to a variety of different travel programs, including airlines and hotels. And then they basically just turn into that program's points currency or miles currency, and you can use them with that airline or hotel to book a free flight or a free night. So they have lots of different transfer partners, but I'm going to focus on the ones that I think you're most likely to use and the ones that I talk about the most often. So for airlines, number one is Southwest. So the way I teach people to fly free is on Southwest Airlines. And it's not because I have any connection to Southwest Airlines. I get asked that all the time. Like, do they sponsor you? They do not. I just truly think they are the best airline, heads and tails above any other one. If you really want to fly more than one person, a lot of places free. You can do it no better than on Southwest. On some of the other airlines, I mean, I don't even know, a tenth of what you could do on Southwest in terms of trips. So they make it very, very easy to fly free. And that's a key way that I teach. So they go to the US and the Caribbean, so you can take care of those destinations on Southwest. Now, as many of you probably know, Southwest has what's called the Companion Pass. And a Southwest Companion Pass, if you can earn one, just means that you can always add one person to your Southwest flight, any Southwest flight that you take while you hold that pass for free. That means you pay no dollars for them or you pay no points for them. You can book yourself in points, and which that differentiates it from any other airline companion pass. Like Delta has one, Alaska has one, but you have to pay cash for your seat. And then one time you can add someone free. And I think Alaska's you still have to pay like $99. So it might save you if it's actually a $500 fare and you're only paying $99. But on Southwest, it could be a $500 fare and you're paying nothing. That's a much better deal. And Southwest Pass is good from the time you earn it until the end of the following year. So if you were to earn it, say, early in a year, like March or April, it's good for almost 2 full years. And then in my membership, we show you how to easily, I promise it's easy, and it does not involve spending $125,000 on a Southwest card or even $60,000 on a Southwest card. You spend the bare minimum. And we teach you to always have a companion pass because there's no better deal going than being able to eliminate the cost of one person in your traveling party, always. Never having to pay points, that saves you a ton on points. Never having to pay dollars, that saves you a boatload in airfare. So if you can earn this pass and you hold Chase Sapphire Preferred, every point that you earn on this card is really worth double to you because you can move it to Southwest, and all of these points are at a 1-to-1 ratio. So that means 1 Chase Ultimate Rewards point equals 1 Southwest point, or 1 Aer Lingus Avios, or 1 United, what is theirs? I forget their miles, but 1 United mile. Mileage plus, I think, is theirs. So it's always a 1-to-1 ratio. But if you move it to Southwest, for every point you earn on Chase Sapphire, you can bring someone with you free if you hold the companion pass. So that's one way to really maximize this card, is to hold the companion pass, because you're basically getting double out of it, which is a tremendous value. And the other thing I wanted to bring up regarding Southwest and this card, we'll get into the value of the points, but I want to mention the value of them if you move them to Southwest. So in general, these points can be used, it's a different value depending on where you move it, but Southwest points are worth about 1.5 to 2 cents each. So if you earned 100,000 points and they're worth 1.5 cents each, that's a $1,500 in free travel that you're getting just on this one card bonus if you moved it to Southwest. And then if you added a companion to that, you're really getting $3,000 in free travel from 100,000 points. Who doesn't want that? I want that. It's an incredible value. So, and you don't get that much on, of course, you don't get double that on other airlines either. So the next airline that I have on there is Aer Lingus, because that is the way that my family travels to Europe. And I teach a way to get to Europe on Aer Lingus. That's the national airline of Ireland. And it's a very nice airline. It's not a discount airline. To fly to Europe for 26,000 miles round trip per person. And that is the absolute cheapest miles you can find going to get to Europe. I even saw, like, Delta sometimes will have deals, but they had a sale recently, and like the best they did was maybe 33,000 miles round trip per person. And that was in a sale. So you'd have to go when the sale was and to wherever the destinations were that were on sale. Aer Lingus, you can do it during their off-peak season, which is 2/3 of the year, and you're guaranteed that 26,000 miles round trip. So if you want to learn if Europe is on your list, I have some great ways right now to really stack up on points that you can travel to Europe free for the next 3 or 4 years. If it's just 2 of you flying, you could easily fly business class with the way it's super easy to earn points right now. If you are a family, and we even have families of 8 in our membership now who are making this work and flying free, but you can fly a family, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times to Europe for the way I'm teaching it right now. So if you're interested in that, we'll talk more about the cost of the membership later, but just on a trip to Europe alone, you get your money back from the cost of the membership. Forget all the other amazing stuff you get. British Airways is a partner to Aer Lingus. So I mentioned them because their miles transfer between each other. So you could earn British Airways and easily transfer them to Aer Lingus and use it to fly to Europe the way I teach it. I put United because they are the other major American airline that's a transfer partner for Chase Ultimate Rewards, but I do not like United's frequent flyer program. You cannot do very many trips with them. It's a pain in the butt. It's many more miles than you'd ever pay on Southwest. You have to look for reward seats, which are few and far between. So I don't like it, but if you have United miles, you may need to use those up. That's what I recommend to people that come to me with, they already have American or Delta or United. Let's use those up. We'll help you do that. And then let's switch you over to my system. Jetblue is another one. I know a lot of people do like to fly Jetblue, and they are a good one from New York City to go a lot of different places. And then Singapore Airlines I put on there because that can be a good way for people to get other places like Asia and the Middle East as well. They have a good redemption system actually with United. So those are the airlines that I wanted to point out that you can transfer to. You can also transfer these points to hotels and use them to book free hotel nights. You can either move, enough over for the free nights, or if you already have some Marriott points or you have an IHG card and you just need to top it off so that you can get that, last night or whatever. This is a good way to just move some Chase Ultimate Rewards over over. And most of the time, these points are there instantly. They certainly are when you move into Southwest or Air Lingus, they're there instantly. And when you go to make that transfer, it will tell you for whatever partner program you want to move it to, how long it takes for them to move. And most of the time it's instant. So the hotel chains are IHG, and IHG is really my pick of hotel chain if you want to get some free hotel stays. And again, we teach you how to do that in the membership. We have a whole course on how to stay in hotels free, but IHG and then Hyatt #2 are my picks. And there's a lot of reasons for that. So each of these major hotel programs have pluses and minuses. But IHG stands for Intercontinental Hotels Group, and that is Intercontinental, obviously, Holiday Inn, Crown Plaza, and then I particularly like Hotel Indigo, Kimpton. Those are their more boutique hotels. And then Even Hotels is one I really like, which is a health and fitness chain that you'll find in major cities. I think it more targets like business travelers who are traveling a lot, but want to stay on their fitness and be able to eat healthy while they're traveling and not have to eat yucky food. Anyway, so those are their properties. And then Hyatt, of course, Hyatt has some really, really great points redemptions. For example, we were in Maui in April. We flew free, of course, 10,000 points round trip per person from Chicago. But the Hyatt where we stayed was 30,000 points per night. And then there was a Westin where we stayed as well. And that one was 60,000 points per night. And Westin is part of Marriott. So you can get a really nice properties at Hyatt for a lot less points. However, they tend to be a little bit harder to accrue points with, and they don't offer any free nights where some of the other ones do. They offer you free night if you book a certain number of hotel nights and points. And then the last one is Marriott that they transfer to. Marriott, there are lots of Marriotts, and I love Marriott, but they tend to be higher points redemptions. And so they use more of your points. So they can be a little bit trickier as well. So that's why they're kind of at the bottom of my list. But those are your hotel options when it comes to moving points over. Now, Chase also has a travel portal. And so what's cool about this is that you really can book anything in the travel portal that you can book on Expedia. So it's actually is run by Expedia. And so while you can't transfer points, say to Delta or to rent a car or something like that, you can book those things through their travel portal. And it's just on the Chase Ultimate Rewards website. When you have a card and you log in, you're able to use your points and 1.25 points. Let's see. They are worth basically a quarter more. The points are worth 0.25 cents more. So that comes to 100,000 points like you would get in this offer is equal to 1,250. So you can see right there though, even though it's worth $1,250, you get more value if you move them to Southwest, $1,500 they're worth over there. And then if you have companion pass, they're worth double, 3,000. So I like to use them in that way if I need Southwest points because it's a much better value. But you can use your points to book anything in their portal. So again, like you could book a Delta flight, even though they're not a transfer partner, you just use your points. It'll tell you how many points in the travel portal it would be to book the flight you want. You could book a hotel that's not a transfer partner, like Best Western might be a good option. They're around national parks and they have some really nice higher end ones that have free breakfast. Hilton, or any other like Choice Hotels, that's the other one I'm trying to think of. You could book them in there as well. So anything that you could book on Expedia, even a car rental, even a vacation rental, you could book in the travel portal and use your points. So a lot of people like to use Capital One Venture Rewards for this. And that card, I don't mind that card. I feel like its place though is further down the line. It's really not part of my simple system. It would be a more advanced strategy. And I like to use it for things like Disney park tickets, because you cannot book Disney park tickets through this travel portal. And of course you cannot use miles or points to book Disney travel tickets. So it's good for that. Or if you specifically want to book a VRBO, you can also, or an Airbnb specifically, you could pay for it with your Capital One Venture Rewards card, and it's just erased based on the number of miles you have with them. Because you can't specifically book a Vrbo through here, but you can book a vacation rental. And I'm finding, these vacation rentals are on multiple sites. So usually if you find it one place, it's somewhere else too. But if you specifically wanted a Vrbo property or Airbnb, you wouldn't be able to do it through this travel portal. That's where Chase Capital One Venture Rewards has its place, but much further down the line of credit cards that I would suggest getting. You really can do my system with just 3 cards, which is pretty awesome. And you don't have to open and close them hardly ever. Okay, so let's talk about the points that you can earn on this card. So they just made a change. So I'm recording this in late August 2021. So those of you watching in the future, this change just happened for us. But used to, you would earn double points or 2 points for every dollar you spend on the card on dining and travel. They now changed that. Yay, that was already amazing. Now they've made it even better. So now you can earn 3 points per dollar on dining purchases. And that does include takeout and delivery, which a lot of us are doing right now. So if you put that on there, 3 points per dollar. You also get 3 points per dollar for online grocery purchases. So purchasing something, not at the store, but where you go pick it up or you have it delivered to you, same thing. And then 3 points per dollar on select streaming services. So not everything is in there, but you'd want to check the list and see if the ones that you use are. If they are, you could just shift your subscription to this card. Why would you not want to earn 3 points per dollar on it? I would. All right. And then of course you continue to earn a 2 points per dollar on travel. And then they are now offering an end of year bonus where based on your total spending for the year, they will give you some extra bonus points. And so we will get into that when we talk about maximizing this card, because that is a really great perk for the way I teach using this card. So I really like that a lot. So that's the points you can earn. And then there are lots of other perks to this card. In addition to being able to earn more points per dollar, in addition to that flexibility of being able to move those points wherever you need them, they do not charge any foreign transaction fees. So you can use them when you're traveling overseas for your dining and for your travel. So for your car rentals and for any hotels you'd be paying for, or your transportation, all that stuff counts as travel, and you can earn double points on it. And a lot of people don't know about the insurance they offer. So I had one person join the membership and we do weekly live webinars inside the membership. They're all recorded and then put in our online hub. So they're all in there now for anyone to watch anytime in the future as soon as you join. But we've done actually 2 on car rentals, which have been amazing. And so we had one member who was like, oh my gosh, I just got the value out of my membership by learning that I should put my car rental on Chase Sapphire Preferred, because this card, and actually Chase Sapphire Reserve as well, offers primary car rental insurance when you pay for it with this card. And what that means is it never has to go to your car insurance company, because if something happens with your car rental and you have to, most cards have secondary insurance. That means it has to go to your car insurance company first. And then the secondary insurance, which is the card you would have put it on, will pay anything that they did not. But what happens if you have to alert your car insurance company is your rates will go up because you had an incident. Whereas if you pay with Chase Sapphire Preferred, they are primary, so they take care of all the charges. So that's a tremendous benefit and peace of mind, knowing that you have that coverage and you can decline anything else that the car rental agency offers you. And then it also has some other great perks that are sadly becoming more important these days. Trip delay insurance, trip cancellation insurance, and baggage delay. So we're seeing all of the airlines are struggling with delays and staffing and adding flights and cutting flights and all of this stuff. And we're even seeing weather problems this summer where they're having to make a lot of changes to flights. And that has resulted in a lot of delays and some canceled flights for people. So there is some coverage offered here where they will help pay for the costs that are accrued with your delay, like a hotel stay overnight or food that you needed, or they'll pay for some clothing and toiletries if your baggage is delayed at your arrival destination. So there's a lot of great perks to this card in addition to all the other amazing, the free travel that you can get from it. So it's just an amazing card for $95 a year to be able to get all of this. It's tremendous. Now, I did want to mention before we go ahead, who is eligible to get this card. So the way this card works is you can get the bonus on this card once every 4 years or 48 months. So that is a specific rule that's in the fine print of this card. So when they say that, that means that you could have closed this card and then get the bonus again in 4 years. A lot of people ask me like, well, should I not be doing that? Well, if they didn't want you to be doing that, they would be like Amex and they would say this is a once in a lifetime bonus. So you only get it one time ever. That's not how they've structured this. They've structured it so you can get it every 4 years. So if you wanted to do that, you could, maybe you're not using the card or whatever reason, you can close the card. And then you just want to give it a minute to process off of your credit report so that it shows as closed, because if you were to apply for it again, they wouldn't approve you if it showed that you already had the card, because you can only hold one of these cards at a time and you can only get the bonus once every 4 years. And it is 4 years from when you last got the bonus, not from when you were approved for the card and not for when you close the card. A lot of people think that you have to wait 4 years from the time you close a card or even a Southwest card. Those rules are every 2 years. So you don't have to wait 2 years from when you close it. It's 2 years from when you last got the bonus. Okay. Now, the other thing is you cannot hold Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve both. You can only hold one or the other. So you need to take your pick. And I recommend one spouse, if you have 2 people traveling or traveling companions. Excuse me, I better take a drink of water. That one of you hold Chase Sapphire Preferred and the other hold Chase Sapphire Reserve, because now these cards have different perks, like you can't earn 3 points per dollar on streaming on Reserve or online groceries. Reserve does earn 3 points per dollar on dining and travel. So it's a better card to use for travel, but you're already getting triple points on Preferred, so you can use it for dining. And Reserve does have a lot of really, really great perks, but it also has a very high annual fee of $550 a year. But for example, it comes with an automatic $300 travel credit every year. So that really brings it down to $250. And then don't have time to get into that card today, but there's a lot of other ways that you can get that money back on that card if you travel frequently. So we love that card. And if you're interested in that card, what I recommend you do is it only has a 60,000 point bonus. So what you actually can do is apply for this one, get your 100,000 points, meet your minimum spend, wait till it credits to your account, and then you can call Chase and have them upgrade you to Reserve. So that way you still have the Reserve card and you get access to 3 points per dollar on travel and some of the other perks like the priority pass, lounge access, but you got 100,000 points instead of the 60 that they're offering. So, and again, thanks for using my links. If you do decide to apply for these, you can, and again, it's just my top travel credit card at gototravelgal.com/blog. So that's who's eligible once every 4 years. You can only hold one Chase Sapphire Preferred and you can only hold either Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve. But remember, both spouses can hold this card and both of you can get 100,000 points, which is incredible. And I highly recommend doing that. If you can meet that minimum spend, again, we don't have an end date for this. We don't know when this is going to go away. It could go away tomorrow. It could be around for another year. I don't know. And I have no insight into that, but I would recommend it. Or even if you have grown children that you think could responsibly meet a minimum spend and you could teach them how to use this card, let them get the 100,000 points, because if you want to take a big extended family trip with your grown kids and grandkids, they can help. They can help contribute some points and get some of their own flights or get their own companion pass. So we work with a lot of members who want to do exactly that. They have grown kids and grandkids, and they want to take everybody on a big trip. So we are able to help them increase the number of points they're earning and then spend a lot less for the flights for everybody. So they can bring everyone and take that amazing trip and still have plenty left to take trips for the two of them going forward. All right, so let's progress on. So here's why I love this card so much. And I'm going to give you a top level view of what the role that it plays in my Flyfree formula. So this card, there's 2 reasons why this is such a great card. It earns flexible points and it earns more points per dollar. So this is a much, much better card to put your spending on than an airline card. So many people, 90% of people, I don't know, that come to me or that join the membership and we're doing their first consult, we're getting them structured and set up and simplified and getting a plan in place. They're putting their spending on Southwest because they love the airline and they want to earn Southwest points. Well, you can earn Chase Ultimate rewards and then just move them over to Southwest. So if I could earn 2 points per dollar or 3 points per dollar on something versus 1 point per dollar on the Southwest card, which is most of the time all you can earn over there. Now, if you're paying for a Southwest flight, they'll give you double. One of the high-end cards gives you triple. But you should never be paying for a Southwest flight, not if you follow the way I teach it. We don't want anyone to ever have to pay for a flight. So there's no reason to use that card unless you're meeting a minimum spend. So put your spending on Chase Sapphire Preferred instead, and then move those points over to Southwest as you need them. Now, a very important point here. So if you have drifted off or zoned out, tune back in here. Chase Ultimate Rewards points do not qualify for the companion pass. So don't make that mistake. I see that over and over and over and over and over and over. I can't even tell you in the years I've been doing this. So let me make that clear. They do not qualify for the Southwest companion pass. So when you move them over to Southwest, yes, you can use them to book free flights, but they don't count as the 125,000 points that you need to earn in 1 calendar year to earn the companion pass. So that is not a strategy to earn the companion pass, but it is a great way to earn more Southwest points on top of what you already have, or have points that you can use on Southwest on top of what you already have. And what I recommend to people is, again, I love this because it's flexible. I can move them to Southwest if I want, but I can just leave them in this pot of Chase Ultimate Rewards. And if instead I end up with plenty of Southwest points, because I got some great deals on flights where I paid next to nothing, very few points, well, great, I'll save them up and I can take my family to Europe, or if my spouse can get the 100,000 point card in addition to me, we'll use 100,000 for Europe to take everyone. And then we'll use 100,000 on Southwest if we need, or we'll take, get 5 to 7 nights free at a hotel with those 100,000 points, for example. So you leave them in this pot, and then I like to think of it as, I think this is my next slide. Yeah, this is the hub of my Flyfree formula. Chase Ultimate Rewards. It's this big circle. And then there are spokes coming out from it. Fly around the US and the Caribbean, Southwest. Use points to book free hotels, comes out on the side. Fly free to Europe over here. So you move these points to those 3 things, whatever you need, whenever you need them, but you leave them in here until then. So they're just ready to go, and you're earning more points per dollar. So you're collecting points at a much faster rate. Flexibility and the ability to earn more points per dollar. If you're just spending on the Southwest card, you can only use those points on Southwest. You can't move them over to Chase Ultimate Rewards or transfer them anywhere else. They're only on Southwest. You're in Chase Ultimate Rewards, move them over there if you want to, but if you end up not needing them, book a free hotel, fly free to Europe, book something in the Chase travel portal, like a car rental, all kinds of things you can do with them. So that's why I love this card so much. And it really simplifies the whole flying free thing, because you really can, if you don't want to get advanced in it, the simple way to do it is to just focus on spending on this card when you're not earning a companion pass. And we have found personally for my family over the last 6 years that with as much travel as we do, if we put our spending on Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve, that fills our bank of points up so that we have enough to fly those 6 times a year. So, when you earn companion pass, you get 125,000 points. You have to earn 125,000 points to get your companion pass. So you refill your bucket with that. So then if you follow the way I teach it, you can go a lot of places on 125,000 points. So my family can easily do 5 trips on that. Plus you have companion pass, right? So one person's flying free. So you're spending down that bucket of points, and all the while you're putting your spending on Chase Sapphire Preferred, and you're refilling your bucket. And then you use that bucket of points, and then it's time for you to earn another companion pass, and you've got another 125,000 points. Then you spend that down, all the while you're continuing your spending on Chase Sapphire Preferred. So I think you get the idea. It makes it quite simple. So that's why I love it. Now, how to get the most out of this card. So again, I would try to put most of your spending on it. Now, some of you might have some cards. There are other cards that earn Chase Ultimate Rewards, like Chase Freedom Flex and Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Inc. Business Preferred. And those can be more advanced strategies. They're right for some people, but not others. That's where working one-on-one really helps, because we can find out what your travel plans are. If you have a small business, do you have enough expenses to put through that you could earn the bonus on one of these other cards? And whether it makes sense for you. So some of these cards earn more points per dollar in other categories. Like one of them earns 3 points per dollar on drugstores. Another one earns 5 points per dollar on social media advertising, spending, shipping, phone and internet. So that can be a way that you can up level again the number of points that you're earning if you need to, but it gets a little bit more complicated when you do that. Then you have to keep track of, okay, which card do I put gas on? Which card do I put streaming services on? Which one do I put drugstores on? And actually in the membership, we tell you each month, we give you a list of, okay, here's the best cards for August for gas. Here are the best cards for August for gym memberships. Can you believe there's a card that gives you more in gym memberships? So we break it out into all these different categories, and we include the hotel cards in there too, because a lot of our members do have some of the hotel cards. And we tell you which one to put your spend on. And then you can make a little sticky note and you can put on there, okay, this card's for gas this month, and you can just switch it every month. So it does get a little more complicated, but we try to give you some strategies that me and my team and other members have found helpful to make this simpler for them. So that's a way to maximize it, just making sure that you're putting the correct spend on the right card. Or if you just want to make it easy, just put everything on this card, unless you're trying to earn a companion pass. So you want to do that. And when we talked earlier about how one of the perks of earning points was that you could get a bonus at the end of every year, or after your anniversary, they give you a bonus based on your spending. So if you really do use this card for most of your spending, you're going to get more points at the end of your anniversary year on top of what you've already earned as a thank you for spending. So that's another reason to put your spending on it. So I think that's another way that you can maximize this card as well. And then just make sure you're taking advantage of all those perks, like the making sure you use it for your car rentals if you have this card, and that you remember that there's travel insurance on there. So if your flight is delayed, that's the hardest thing, is just to remember that if you did put even your taxes and fees or whatever on here, that you're covered for your flight. Just remember that that's something you can go to and get reimbursed for. So that's a moneymaker right there. If you end up with a delay and you have to stay in a hotel and the airline doesn't cover it, that's a moneymaker for you. You're going to make more than $95 on that for sure. So just remember that those perks are there and take advantage of them. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Families Fly Free membership, and then I'm going to circle back around and answer questions. Okay, so keep putting your questions in. I see some coming through, and then we'll circle back to that at the right at the end here. So we've got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to do my very best to make this quick for you. So this is a program I developed last year in July in the midst of the pandemic, and it has turned into an amazing thing beyond my wildest dreams. So I have to tell you, nothing out there exists like this. So it's hard to compare it to anything. Not in the world of travel, not in the world of miles and points, nothing. So the membership is helping so many people. Our members love it. Like almost every day I get an email from a member with something like this. With your help, we saved 225,000 points on 7 tickets to Aruba during the prime summer season. The support you're offering people like us is truly life-changing. I just talked with one of our families of 7 who joined in February, and they went from not knowing how to fly free at all to they've already taken their family to Orlando, and then they're going to Hawaii this fall, and then they're going to see the German Christmas markets at December. And they still are going to have tons of, like hundreds of thousands of points left over. So it's amazing how much this works. So easy if you just understand the process and allow me to help you craft it specific for your family. So this really is designed for both people who are new to flying free and those of you who consider yourself more advanced travel hackers. If you want to up level what you're doing, you need to get in the membership. If you're new to this and you just want someone to tell you from the get-go exactly what to do, so it's easy and from here on out you're flying free, you need to join the membership. It's perfect for everyone. And who wants to fly free, if you don't like to travel, is not good for you. But even if you're not going to be traveling till next year, it's great to join so that you can get your plan in place, because now is the time to be earning points. There are so many good deals out there, like this 100,000 point Chase Sapphire card. Get them now, and then like Southwest points never expire. So you can use them for the rest of your life. Even if you don't use them this year or you don't use them next spring, you'll be able to use them in the future. You'll understand the process, you'll be able to execute, and you'll have the points you need to do so. So if you're someone who's just felt like you've exhausted what you can do on your own, you feel like you're not doing this as well as you could be, right? You're doing it, but it seems like you're missing something. It could be easier. Those of you who are brand new, if you know how to collect points, I get a lot of people like this. They've collected points, but they have no idea how to efficiently redeem them. Specifically on Southwest, we can hack the heck out of Southwest. And there are some hacks out there that you may know, but I guarantee you don't play them like we do. And we watch all these hacks inside the membership and tell you as they change and when they come around and when to go look and when to take advantage. And we figure out all the best ways to make the most of them. So if you want to be part of a community of people who love to travel and have that same money saving mindset, that's been one of the amazing benefits of this membership that I didn't expect. Is members helping members has been amazing, because as much as I like to think I know everything, I don't. And my members tell me all kinds of good tips that I didn't know. And then we can share that with everyone in the membership. If you have kids and you really want to show them the world before they leave home, and you're seeing them growing, older quickly, or even grandkids, you have grandkids that you want to start taking places, but you don't have the budget, you don't know how to do this whole flying free thing, we can hook you up. We have many, again, families who are doing this and extended families who are doing this. If you want to travel, but you're not sure where to go, we talk a lot about different destinations inside the membership. As I mentioned, we have weekly live webinars. A lot of them are destination specific, and we either bring in myself or one of my team members or another member or an expert to tell you all their tips, because they're someone who knows that particular destination well and can give you all the insider tips for what to see and what to do and how to save money and all of that. And lastly, if you have that money saving mindset where it's a game to see how much you can get for how little, it's very similar to a couponing mindset. If I have couponers out there, that was me for sure. So if you have that mindset and you like to see how much you can get for how little, you'll be amazed at what you can do in here. So I really designed this with 3 main goals for people: to simplify, to help you save, and to give you support. Those are the 3 main pillars, I would say, of Families Fly Free. Those 3 things can make a tremendous difference in what you're doing. So simplicity wise, my process is simple. Like, my whole goal in all this is to simplify this to these, what is the easiest thing we can do to accomplish our goals. And I have figured it out. And once you know the process, it takes you maybe 2 to 3 months, if you're brand new to this, to kind of get everything lined up in place. And then you're good from here on out. You just put it on autopilot once you know the process. And then we're here if you have any questions along the way. We also show you the easy way to always have a companion pass without spending all that money on the Southwest card, because we've just talked about, we don't want you spending on the Southwest card. We would much rather you be sending on Chase Sapphire Preferred or a Chase Ultimate Rewards earning card, because you'll reap much more flexibility and many more points that way. You only need 3 cards to do my system. Again, very, very simple. At best, you would have to open one of them every 4 years. There's not a lot of card churning going on in my program. We don't open and close things because that's not easy. That gets complicated and confusing, and you don't know which cards you have open. We don't need you to have 10 cards and not know when was opened and what's charged on what. That's too complicated. We want to make it simple. So 3 cards needed. You can go at your own pace. So I have some people who are ready to jump in, fold all the way in. They want to do the whole thing, and they see amazing benefits within a couple months. I have some people who just want to take step number 1. So I have one mom vlogger, and she just wanted to take step number 1. And just with that, she was able to take her whole family free to Hawaii. And now she's ready to take step number 2 because she saw how well that worked and how easy it was for them. but you can go at your own pace. There's no need to be in a hurry. And then we're here to, a big thing of simplifying is just knowing that you have someone to ask a question. If you have it, we have the answer. There's no need for you to spend, 2 hours Googling to try to find the answer and then not be sure if it's correct or not. Just ask us. We have the answer. 5 minutes, you can move on, right? All right, savings wise, this program is designed to make you money. And it's an investment on the front end, but it's a bit like, would you buy a Mercedes if it cost $5, knowing that you could sell it for $60,000 when you turned it around? Probably. Same thing here. There is an investment up front, but I guarantee that you get that money back. I guarantee if you're already doing miles and points that we will get you more back than you would have on your own. I just ask that you follow my recommendations and you follow the process. And if it doesn't work for you, you money back. We've yet to have someone have it not work for them. But if it doesn't, I would never want you to pay. So it's designed to, like, the cost of the membership, we'll get into it here in a minute, is $995 for a year-long membership. And that is the cost of one flight for a family of 4. Probably it would be more than that. So the way I look at this is, instead of handing that money to the airline every single time you want to take a flight, invest it once here in the membership and know that you're going to not have to pay for that flight. So you just covered your money, your investment there, or any future flights. So once you get that flight free, anything above and beyond that, you're making money on your membership. And our members are making money left and right, or I should say they're saving money far and above the cost of the membership. So it is saving them to join. That's the idea here. And again, that's that couponing mindset. I was always looking for a moneymaker. I had to buy something at the store, but then I got $3 back, like say in a CVS, whatever their bucks are, right? So maybe I had to spend $2 for it, but I got $3 back, or I had to spend $3 for it, use a $1 off coupon and get $3 back, right? I'm making money in the end, even though I had to pay for it on the front end. That's the thought. Our industry insider hacks that we have are exclusive to our members. We keep them in the membership so that when things get spread far and wide, they tend to get shut down. So everything we do is above board, but we let you know the little places to look and how to work it and how to maximize it. And again, we're always looking for when it's changing and we're alerting you of that so you can really maximize it to the fullest. And I have found that just minor tweaks to what you're doing make a major difference. That's amazing to me how I can just bring someone in, make just a couple tweaks in what they're doing, and they're able to earn so many more points. They're able to simplify so much more, and they're able to get so many more trips because of it. And just my family personally, like we easily save $3,000 a year on airfare. If you come into the membership wanting help getting a companion pass, that pass is a value of $8,000 to our family over the course of 2 years. So when you really look at what you can get free travel wise and what that would cost you if you were paying out of pocket, there's a tremendous savings there. And we also don't just show you how to fly free. That is the primary purpose of this. That's why it's called Families Fly Free. But we want to give you skills and tactics and information to save on all aspects of travel. That's why I have a How to Stay Free in Hotels course in there, because you absolutely should be able to do some of that too. And then we help you with things like car rentals or how to save. We've done a whole month on webinars on Disney and how to save on everything from park tickets to dining to stay in timeshares instead of hotels to save. And we're getting ready to do one on how to save on airport parking. And we just did one on travel apps. So there's all kinds of content that we talk about that's not just flying free, to help you not only decide where you want to go, but how to save when you're there. And then lastly, the third pillar is support. And for many people that join, they tell me they join for the support alone. That alone is worth it to them, to know that they can turn to me and my team at any time with any question they have, and they will 100% get an answer. You can post to a blog, you can send an email to someone who runs a site. You may or may not get an answer, may or may not get an answer in a timely fashion. And they probably are not going to spend any more time with you than that. My members, I get to know them. They know me. We're all friends. And so you can count on that relationship and that support. I care about my members. I want this to work for them. Like I have a vested interest in this working for them because I have a guarantee. So I'm all about it. So when another example of support is when you join the program, you get a getting started Zoom consult with me. So that's where you tell me all about your travel goals and what you've done already, or if you've done nothing, that's fine. But we map out that plan for you based on my process, my Flyfree formula. And then we do regular quarterly consults on Zoom after that. And in between, we can hop on Zoom if needed, like if you need someone to walk you through booking something or adding your companion or transferring points from Chase Ultimate Rewards to Air Lingus, whatever, we can help you do that. And then in between those consults, you can ask questions at any time. We have an online portal. We have an email for questions. We have, I do a live Q&A just like this every single month where you can come live and ask your questions in the chat or come on video and I can coach you live. And then again, we can hop on Zoom as needed. And then the two surprise benefits that I have found with this program are these are things I was not expecting, I would say, and that our members are surprised about. They join because they want the support. They join because they want to save on travel, but they end up staying and loving it because of our live weekly content. So we have weekly webinars that are live, mostly at night on all kinds of topics. As I mentioned, destinations, Hawaii, Disney, Europe, travel saving topics on car rentals, saving at airports. Cami just did a great one on how to get organized for a trip. Tools and tips and tricks and all of those types of things. And then the community support that you get as a member as well. We have a private Facebook group. We have a community within my online hub, which is where we host all of our videos and all of our tools. And we have destination itineraries in there. There's a lot of great stuff. So those have been two surprise benefits, I think, for people. And I'm amazed too at the level of support that members offer to one another has been awesome. All right, so I need to wrap this up. So I told you a little bit about the type of live content we have. We also bring in experts. So we brought in like a cruising journalist. We brought in a hiking expert. We brought in a Disney blogger to answer our questions about Disney Vacation Club. Me and my team and some of the members lead the webinars. We have itineraries, all kinds of things. And all of it's recorded and in our online hub for you to watch anytime you want. We also have an app so you can watch or listen to it in the app if you rather, and a podcast that you can listen to it as well. And then the community. And then when you join, this is what you would expect to happen. You would get instant access to our hub, which is our online hub with 100+ hours of video, itineraries, tools, the app, all of our insider hacks, and I have multiple online courses too, like Southwest Companion Pass 101 that you can take in there as well. Then you do the getting started consult with me over Zoom where we map out a plan for you. Then we send you a personalized plan as a PDF with step-by-step directions of exactly what you need to do. Then we do our quarterly Zoom consults. And then monthly, you can expect we'll have the theme of the month. We have our weekly live webinars that are around that theme for the month. We share with you that list of best credit cards to use in different categories of spending for that month, like best one for gas, best one for drugstores, best one for groceries, etc. And then we give you our list of what we think are the best ways to earn Southwest and Chase Ultimate Rewards points this month based on any promotions they're having or if they've upped the number of points you can earn on a particular card in a particular category, etc. And then every week we have our live webinars. It's nice to be able to meet up with your travel community every week if you're available. If not, you can watch the recordings. We tell you about any important Southwest information like sales or when they're releasing flights or any new promotions they have or what to do if you're delayed. We're having a lot of that right now. Should you get some sort of a credit for that? If so, what? Where do you ask for it? What are other members getting? That type of thing. And then, of course, all of our tips for how to earn more points and save more points. And then we also send out text alerts as well on important information, like I mentioned about Southwest, as well as webinar reminders. And so those would come to your text or as a mobile alert. So here's just a couple more quotes, and then I'm going to head on over to the Q&A. So Jenny had said, we are flying Hawaii round trip on the exact dates and times we want in October without paying those more expensive fares. And my children will be so excited to wake up tomorrow and I can tell them we are going to Hawaii. So she's been a great example of one who's been able to take her family from zero to totally being able to fly free. Okay. So let me look at the Q&As here. So let's see. Feel free to post anything you have about the membership as well, and I will answer that because again, it's a moneymaker for everyone. I guarantee it. And so tell me what's holding you back from joining. I want to know. So Susie says, I closed my Chase Sapphire Reserve with a $50,000 limit. Holy cow. It went to $550 a year. My score went down to 766. Could I apply for it with that 766 score? 100%, absolutely. Just remember that it needs to have been 4 years actually since you've earned the bonus on either reserve or preferred. I don't think I made that distinction. So if it hasn't been 4 years since you got reserve, you'd have to wait that out until you could get the preferred card. Okay. And another thing that reminds me of, if you are going to close a card with Chase Ultimate Rewards, you need to do something with those points or you will lose them. So you can transfer them to a spouse. That's another great benefit of Chase Ultimate Rewards. You can transfer points between people in the same household at no cost, unlike Southwest, which charges you to do that. So you could move it to a spouse that has an account, or you could move it to take your pick of loyalty accounts. You could move some to Southwest, some to Marriott, some to wherever, but move them somewhere. Otherwise you lose them if you close that card. So for everyday purchases, should I use Chase Sapphire Preferred or Southwest Priority? So hopefully I answered that, but I would say Sapphire Preferred. That is simpler. You can still use that point on Southwest if you want, and you have a better chance of earning more points per dollar on Preferred. And if you put it on Priority, you can only use that point on Southwest. And the way I teach it, you don't need to spend on that card in order to get the companion pass. You just need to complete a minimum spend and be done with it. Can we use the Chase portal to book Southwest tickets? You can, but I don't recommend doing that. You can check it, but every time I have checked it, it's a much better deal with me holding a companion pass for me to move points to Southwest and book it over there. And particularly because there's so many ways that you can reduce the number of points that you're paying on Southwest. If you know all the little tricks over there, you can't mess with that on the Chase portal. You're stuck with whatever points price they say it is, and that's what you have to pay. So you can do it. It's possible. I wouldn't recommend it though. And if you think you want to, just compare. Look over on Southwest, try some of our tricks, consider your companion pass, look over on the Chase portal and see which is better. Does the card cover car insurance in Europe? I believe that it does. So we did rent a car when we went to Europe several years ago, and we used our reserve card, which has the same level of insurance to pay for that. I would double check that one, but I'm 90% sure it does. What exactly does the Chase car rental agency cover and not cover? I don't know that off the top of my head, but if you can look, like if you Google Chase Sapphire Preferred and look, scroll down to travel benefits, you can look at what's covered, and you can even look into like their card agreement and the fine print, and that will tell you exactly what is covered. That one I don't know off the top of my head. Warren says, if I earn points using the Sapphire card and transfer them to Southwest, and you know, one thing I didn't say is if you wanted to join the Families Flyfree membership, you should go to familiesflyfree.com/join. And it is $995 per year. And I do guarantee that you get your money back, at least your money back in free travel, more likely triple, quadruple that. But that's how to join. That'd be an important thing to say. familiesflyfree.com/join. Okay, Warren says, if I earn points using the Chase Sapphire card and transfer them to Southwest, those points do not count toward my companion pass. Correct. That's correct. They do not qualify for a companion pass. And then let's see, Anonymous says, can you transfer your Marriott points to the Chase portal, or can you only move your Chase points to the partners? Yeah, so Chase points only go out. You can't move any in. So you can only move it to Marriott. Okay, Stephanie says, I'm confused about the companion pass. You said it doesn't make as much sense to have an airline card, but that the transfer points don't count toward the companion pass. So yes, I absolutely recommend earning the companion pass, but there are ways to do it quickly and easily. You don't need any points transferred from Chase Sapphire, and there's ways to do it without spending $125,000 to get 125,000 points. much simpler ways by meeting cards, minimum spends and getting card bonuses instead. And you just need to understand how often you can get these cards and how we make it work so that you always have one. So you just meet your minimum spends on the airline card, Southwest, and then you move back over to Chase Sapphire. Okay, Madeline says, I hear that many retailers and other shopping venues will be charging extra for the use of credit cards on purchases. I mean, every now and then I have run into someone who does that, but I haven't heard that. I've never seen that in any like major retailer. As a business owner, I personally can tell you, like, there's a benefit to just instantly knowing someone is paying, even if you have to pay that 2.5%, you lose 2.5% on it. Just having that money there instantly is a guarantee and helps many business owners with cash flow for sure, rather than say someone writing a check and that being a risk that it might bounce. And then no one has cash these days. So I think if a business went to cash only, and I know there are a few of them out there, but they're usually small, very small, they would run off a lot of customers. So I don't see that as a realistic thing happening. That's my comment. Okay. I've had a Chase credit card for many years and now have Sapphire Preferred. Why don't they give to those of us that have a long history with them to upgrade points without closing the account and try to apply for a new one for the upgrading points for a new user? I can't tell you why Chase does what they do. Of course, they're going to try to, I don't know about their rules for I would call them and ask if you want to upgrade. I generally don't recommend upgrading cards because it's always better to close it and then reopen it and get the full bonus, because what they offer you to upgrade is never anywhere near what the full bonus would be. Now, I know there's the consideration if you've had a card for a long time and you close it, it can impact your credit score, but as long as you have some other cards that you've had open for a long time, that shouldn't be a big deal. So if it's not a Sapphire Preferred, then you should be able to just leave it be and get your own Sapphire Preferred. So I don't think upgrading with points is a great thing, which I think is what you're wanting there. I'd rather see you just close and get the full bonus again. How do you save on Disney tickets? There's not a lot of ways to do that, but that is a webinar we hosted in the membership, just about how to save on all different ways at Disney. And that I don't know off the top of my head. We brought in our members who go to Disney multiple times a year, and we brought in the Budget Mouse. If you like Disney, go check her out. She's a blogger. We brought her in to help. There are a few sites that will help you save a little bit, but there also are tricks, like I mentioned, to pay for them with like Capital One Venture Rewards and some other things that can help you eliminate that cost or eliminate it in part. And in the membership, I have a whole video about the Disney credit card too, and whether that is or is not a good idea. And generally, I don't think it is. I think there's better alternatives to it. Okay, so what is the cost of your membership? So it is $995 per year. Again, that's the cost of a family of 4 to fly anywhere in the US. So instead of handing that to the airline and only getting one flight back every time you do that, invest it with us and know that you're taken care of forever for a process that will work forever. And, if for some reason they change the companion pass, because that is a part of my process, we'll figure out a different way to do it. But they've had that thing forever and they only keep making it better. So I don't see that going away. We live in Seattle, which is not a Southwest hub. They fly into Seattle and they fly into some nearby airports there too. So do you recommend families get the Southwest credit card knowing we will have more direct flight options on other airlines? So that is a personal choice for you. So if it's more important to you to fly direct and you're willing to pay for it and or take fewer flights per year for free, that's your choice. I personally will hang on the back of a plane if I can fly 6 times a year. So it's just up to you. You will be able to fly. I mean, for example, on any major airline, it's typically 26,000 miles round trip to go anywhere. That's what I teach you how to do to get to Europe. On Southwest, we did a trip from Chicago to Vegas last fall for 5,000 points round trip per person. We did Maui for 30,000 points for all three of us. So just that right there is like the cost of one flight on United or American or Delta. We took 4 of us from Chicago to Maui. So you can get, and if you have a companion pass, like you're really talking now, none of those other ones have it. So sometimes we have members who they live in a smaller town where there's not a Southwest airport. So they are willing to drive an hour, 2 hours. Cammie, the colleague of mine, she lives about 2 hours from Indianapolis, and every now and then they will take a flight out of their home airport, but most of the time they drive down to Indianapolis because they don't have to pay for their flight. So kind of like, what are you willing to do to not have to pay for a flight is what I would say. If you use the Chase portal to get a car rental using points, does it cover primary insurance? Well, you just would need to pay, using points. I believe it does, yes. I would need to check into that one for sure though, because you're not actually paying for it with the card, but you are using your Chase points. And there are some perks they've added too, where if you buy something through the portal, they give you like 5 times points, I think, on it too. But generally, I'm trying to steer you away from having to buy things. We're trying to help you do it for free. So I'm not 100% sure on the if they still give you primary car rental insurance if you just use your points. Let me check that one. And then Stephanie says our companion pass expires at the end of this year, and we are 65,000 points away from earning a new one. Is it too late to earn it again this year? Stephanie, like you're the perfect person that needs to join the membership, because that's exactly the type of like particular situation that we help each person with. And so we need to look at if you do it the way I show you how to do it, and it depends on your situation, but probably it would be better for you to get it early next year instead. Even though you only need 65,000 more points, I can show you how to easily get it early next year, and then you'll have it for 2 full years, and then we'll get you on the cycle where you guys have your companion passes for 2 full years. So if you have one through this year, you don't need to get it this year. I know you're just trying to finish off those points, and that would make it good through the end of next year, but wouldn't it be better to get one early next year and have it be good through the end of 2023 if it was easy to do? That's what I would say. So we have a lot of people that are in your boat, because 65,000 points, you can finish it up, but then it's only good for a year where I can show you how to make it good for 2 years. And then you don't have to mess with it again till 2024. So that's a case where I would strongly recommend joining the membership. And if we can get you a 2-year companion pass, I mean, is that worth the cost of membership to show you how to always have it free? I think it probably is. So I hope that helps everyone. I'm just going to pop over to the chat and see a couple questions. Does your system benefit solo travelers? That's a good question. Yes, I actually have many solo travelers in the membership. So just think of it this way. If a family of 7 or 8 can fly free, think of what one person can do. You may not need the companion pass if you're not traveling with someone, but a lot of my solo travelers, like they travel with a family member or with a girlfriend, or they travel with a son or a daughter, or they rotate. The way the companion pass works, you can travel with one person once and then another person another time, and then you can change it 3 times a year, which is great. So yeah, it works even better for solo travelers, is what I would say. And if you would like, email me and I can hook you up with one of our solo travelers who's a member, and they can tell you how it's worked for them. So I'm happy to do that for people too. Like I just had someone the other day who had a big family and he wanted to know, does it really work for a big family? So I was able to put him in touch with one of our members who does have a big family. And then they could talk about, how it's worked for them and how they have gotten their money back far and above already. All right. I think that is all the questions. It looks like folks are starting to drop off. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you will consider joining Families Fly Free. If you liked this is the kind of thing you get to participate in every single week. And then you get to do this one-on-one with me at least quarterly. So many people find that very valuable, just to be able to get all their questions answered and make sure they're doing everything right, not making any of the mistakes that many of us do at the beginning that can cost you points and can cost you free trips. So have a great rest of your Wednesday. Check out familiesflyfree.com/join if you want to become part of the membership. We would love to have you. It's becoming better and better every day. And just for those of you still left, you heard it here first, I am increasing the cost of membership. September or October, because we have added so many great things to it. So this is a good time to get in before I increase the cost, because I know how valuable it is to people and how much money I've been able to save people just in this last year. So it'd be a good time to get in. Shout if you have any more questions, and have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye for now.